Hey guys, I'm Ilya from Pro High Tech. Today we are on 1080 Ti launch. So I asked some of my friends from other YouTube channels to share their opinion about the new card. Here we go.
What's going on, Pro High Tech viewers? This is JayzTwoCents here, and we are at the GTX 1080 Ti press day. Technically, that's what it was. It was an all-inclusive event, but there's a lot of things coming that I'm kind of excited to get my hands on to learn a little bit more about. We're seeing some expansion to the GameWorks library, some more GameWorks stuff being opened up as public APIs that game developers can use, and most of all, the 1080 Ti launch is kind of a curious one. We're seeing a 352-bit memory bus, 11 gigabytes of G5X, 11 gigabit per second also throughput, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. We were expecting to see maybe a shaved-down version of a Titan X Pascal. All CUDA cores are currently open and unlocked on this chip, so I'm kind of curious to see where it stacks up, especially since it really seems to almost obsolete the Titan X Pascal as their true top-tier flagship card, but it all comes down to price, which we don't know yet. So until we see that number, it's really hard to see how I feel about it internally, if that makes sense. I'd kind of like to see the whole product stack shift down in pricing because that's good for everybody, and see this one slide in at right around that $700 mark, maybe $750, which is still a lot of money, but it's a hell of a value compared to the Titan X anyway. But I guess you guys will just have to keep watching what's going on here with Pro High Tech to learn a little bit more.
Hi Pro High Tech, I am Paul from Paul's Hardware. I of course am always excited whenever Nvidia launches a new graphics card, especially when it's an extremely high-end flagship product like the 1080 Ti. Some of the specs listed today were a little bit unexpected. That was kind of a joke. See, I made a joke. 11 gigs of RAM, for instance, that's kind of a strange number. We don't see that very often. Ultimately though, like, from what they've told us here, we don't know the price yet and we don't know the launch date yet. They're going to say that later tonight. So I feel like I can't exactly say exactly how excited I am until I know exactly how much it costs. But overall, 35% faster than a 1080 is what they're saying it is, and that's pretty exciting.
Hi Pro High Tech, I am Steve from Gamers Nexus. Ilya's asking me what I think of the Nvidia 1080 Ti. I suppose the basics would be that it is a 28 SM GPU, so it's about 8 SMs more than the GTX 1080 non-Ti, and that means it's up to 3584 CUDA cores. So performance, as you would expect, should be somewhere between the Titan X and the 1080. Memory bandwidth is going to be a bit higher as well, 11 gigabits per second with GDDR5X. Looks interesting. I can't commit to statements on performance yet because we'll test it.
What's up, Pro High Tech viewers? My name is Kyle from Bitwit, and it's been actually NVIDIA's had some pretty interesting stuff here today. They have not revealed the price yet of the GTX 1080 Ti, but they did reveal some of the other specs. I thought it was pretty interesting that there's 11 gigs on the as far as the memory capacity. I think that's kind of a first, maybe, as far as I know, in terms of GeForce cards. But I think that it's overall very promising. I think the biggest question is price point. If it can compete, you know, very, very favorably and not be nearly as expensive as the Titan X, I'm hoping to see maybe $650 to $750 US. I think that would be pretty attractive, and that would probably be exactly where it would need to be in order to be desirable for a lot of gamers. I also think that it's kind of interesting what they're doing with the GTX 1060 and the 1080, how they're offering that in higher bandwidth capacities for certain AICs. I think that's going to be I think that's a first as well for NVIDIA. So that's going to be really cool. Also, the FCAT analyzer is a very useful tool, so it seems, at least from the demo that I could pick up on. I think it's a tool that a lot of us have been really interested in for a long time. We just haven't really had access to that. So I think overall, my takeaway so far is positive, but again, I wouldn't go out pre-ordering anything unless we know the pricing for first. So thanks, Pro High Tech. Signing off.